Allie Edwards, and I am here today with another Project Life spread. Today I am going to be putting together week 44 of 2018. This is October 29th through November 4th, so that includes Halloween. And part of the reason why I'm jumping around in my 2018 Project Life is because I get excited or inspired about different things. Now, as most of you guys know, my company makes scrapbooking products. So we create products to help you get your stories told, to support your stories, but I also like supporting other companies within the memory keeping industry. So with that in mind, I recently picked up this is from Crate Paper's collection called Hey Pumpkin, and it's these super cute ephemera pieces. There's a title. So I want to utilize this product, and I'm gonna have a couple inserts in here, some 8.5 by 11 large sized inserts to go along with my weekly spread here. A lot of the pictures that I picked out for this week have some warm tones to them, along with the actual like Halloween Day images. And then I enlarged 3 different 8.5 by 11 pictures. So one with a few of the girls, one that is the house outside at night. So we have a really active Halloween neighborhood here, which is super fun. Lots and lots of kids. And then one that is an overhead shot of the kids at the table on Halloween. I also have a pattern paper from that Hey Pumpkin set that looks like this, that I think that I will probably use because I need 4 8.5 by 11s to have the fronts and the back. So I'm going to set that over to the side. In addition to playing with those products, I'm also going to pull out my Stories by the Month kit from 2018, so from last October. That's where this card comes from. I'm actually probably going to use 2 cards. So this one there and this one there, or it's going to be in some combination of that. I also have a cue card in here. This is all from that kit that says For the Love of Costumes. This is available digitally. Can't get it physically anymore, but we do have it available digitally if you like to add in some of those. So then I'm just kind of picking out some of the other cards from this kit, like currently attempting to not eat all the candy in the house. So I think that that's super funny. So I'm gonna go ahead and use those. I've got some chipboard pieces that I can add on here, like this one that says Bring on the Amazing Colors of This Season of Change. That would like be perfect over here on that guy. Costume Fun I may use over there. And I'm gonna break open this fun ephemera pack so we can kind of take a look together. So one of the things that you can think about is, as you guys have heard me say before, I do both traditional Project Life. I do Project Life, which is in pockets most of the time. I also do traditional scrapbook pages, so in different sizes, 8.5 by 11, 12 by 12, those kinds of things. So I could easily take, you know, these enlargements, a couple of these pages, and make a scrapbook layout that doesn't have to necessarily live in Project Life. So it can live in my album, my 2018 annual album. This is another one of those things that I really honestly don't spend a lot of time thinking about. In this case, because I'm working on, because I got excited about telling a Halloween story, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right into the Project Life, or into my Project Life album from last year as an insert. And I think what I'm gonna do is it will start with this one. This is Anna and 2 of her friends, who the poses are just amazing, like the way that they pose in this picture. And then have maybe these 2 in the middle, or have this one with this guy be on the inside, and then maybe do some storytelling on top of that pattern paper. That's kind of my initial thought of where I'm gonna go with that. It may evolve. If you've watched any of my recent Project Life videos, I've been doing a lot of inserts and adding different things in, and I just think it's a fun way to change up the sizing a little bit. You could even have things outside of the page protector, like these could go in outside of the page protector. Maybe I'll do that just for something a little bit different. Punch holes in here. We'll see what I decide. I could totally go either way, which is what I do in my 6 by 8 albums too. I have lots of things inside and outside. So like I said, let's open up this. Again, this is Hey Pumpkin from Crate Paper. It has a thing on the back that kind of shows what's in there, but I wanted to open them up and pull them out. I just thought that the illustrations on here were super cute. And I'm happy to support other companies as well. There's some of those cute sequins there. There's a little witch, look on the spooky side, pumpkin, spooky night, Boo Eek, I love that, I'll probably use that guy. Frankenstein, I love you so much, it's scary. Like these are just super cute. And I probably won't use all of them, so I may be able to use some of them this year when I do my October Project Life spread as well. This is cute. These ones are ones that are perforated there. Hocus Pocus, October. Spooky with the pumpkins, Boo to You, Fright Night, that's so fun. Shimmery thing there. These are so cute. And then in the bigger package, this all comes together in one thing. Sometimes people are like, why do you use other people's products? And not only do I like to support other companies, but I also just like to have some variety. Like I like to have the things that I've designed or the things that we've put out mixed in with other people's stuff. And that's been the case for me since I started doing scrapbooking back in 2002. I've always loved incorporating lots of different things. I think that there's been a time where I've gotten away from it for a while, but I want to be able to use a combination. So a combination of both my products and other people's things, which is why I just wanted to go through these with you today. So a cute little Halloween frame there. Happy Halloween, trick or treat. Probably want to use that. I think I want to use these two together on this one. Something, maybe both of them at the same time. Kind of like that idea. I think that would be really fun. Just adding those on there. They're just cute and fun. Halloween with like a little list. Keep calm and eat candy. Eek. There's a skeleton. Some stars. Those are, you can punch those out. A house. Keep calm and eat candy. I like that one too. See if I can add that in there. Scary. That's cute. The trick or treat tag I think is super cute too. It's almost Halloween. Happy Halloween. A bat. And the spider web there. So I just thought I found that to be a really super fun collection. So I'm going to try to incorporate some of those things here into my spread or into this whole thing overall here. Make a pile for myself. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dive in here and start working on this like I normally do, and then we will hit or I'll start working on the insert after I do kind of take care of these spots in here. This one's just so cute. Oh, this Keep Calm and Eat Candy. That might work on that other one over there too. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to switch to the upper camera there and do a voiceover so you'll be able to hear how things go along the way. All right, let's take a look at some of these process details. I am starting off by adding my date onto the title card. I often use label stickers for that, and went ahead and did that again and just used a rolling date stamp to be able to identify the actual week. I've been doing this way, these title cards this way for years and years. Sometimes I have used photos, but most often I am using some sort of a quote card or some sort of a pattern card that's been included in a kit. That's most often. I did decide to switch those two quote cards so that the longer quote was on the second page instead of the first page. I don't think it really matters that much either way, but that just made more sense to me. Next step in the process here is simply just adding on a few little embellishments. Some of these are chipboard pieces from the Stories by the Month. Some of them are those little sequins that were included in the crepe paper Halloween Ephemera Pack there. I added one of those in between the dates, and then when I add something like that, I often look for other opportunities to add a couple more. So I am adding those there with little mini brads, little either silver or pewter or whatever color I have in my little box there. I'm just adding those in. And then again, looking for opportunities to add chipboard pieces and or the other ephemera pieces on there. That heart was really cute and I was happy to add that one on. That was from the crepe paper thing as well. So I'm going back and forth a little bit here between looking at these 2 pages and then thinking about the inserts. So I grabbed a 3x8. That's what I just put a couple 3x4 cards inside another insert that will go in between those larger enlarged pictures. But right now I'm still trying to focus on this part of the process, trying to get this spread done before I dive back in and play around with the insert. So a lot of just kind of setting things down. Do I like this? How do I feel? How does, how does this move my story forward? Does it need it? Does it not need it? So many of these decisions that I make in the process of documenting, especially in project life, it doesn't matter. Like, you could do it, you could not do it. It's I think that sometimes we get caught up in those small decisions of like, would this embellishment go right here, right here? And then we don't ever get anything done. So I try to reduce that as much as possible for myself by limiting the number of supplies that I have access to. So in this case, I'm working mainly, again, from that October Stories by the Month and then that new collection from Crate Paper. Every once in a while going back into my past kits there. So these are Stories by the Month kits, and looking, like, I looked at November to see was there anything from November that I could add on to that picture there of me and Anna, and I found a cute circle trip board, and then another one that says Love Family Time. These are from the November Stories by the Month kit in 2018. We do have digital versions of those available, but the physical products are all gone now. We do offer generally a stories, it's called a Stories Revisited sale. We do that twice a year, usually in November and in May, where we offer past kits. So you can look out for that to come around again, and you may be able to pick up some of those past Stories by the Month products. Here I'm looking a little bit for some hearts. I'm still kind of deciding, what do I want to add on to these pictures. Pretty much going with the chipboard seemed to make a lot of sense. So I ended up on most of these adding a chipboard, either a heart or a circle or a square, something from one of those, either the Stories by the Month or other past chipboard sets from Week in the Life and other things. I have access to lots of supplies, just like many of you guys do. I think the idea of limiting ourselves when we go to actually work on these stories, I think that makes it a lot easier rather than having access to our entire collection of products. But that's one of those things you got to work out for yourself. And my hope is in that watching these videos, you get inspiration to start doing this yourself rather than spending all your memory keeping time watching other people do the documentation. I get it. I have other areas in my life where I do that. I totally understand, but I really want to encourage you to use these videos as jumping off points to get your own stories told. So now I'm moving on, after adding in journaling on one of those journaling cards there, to playing around with my enlargements and the inserts. I used one of the ephemera pieces from the Crate Paper collection there. And a lot of times, I don't want to add tons of stuff. I just want to add a few things. I absolutely adore these banners. Like, I think they are so, so cute. So I loved adding those onto the picture of my house. And then you can see that I'm playing around with the idea of having an additional, that 3x8 insert there. I'm going to have that. And then I'm cutting down this pattern paper, also from Crate Paper, down into 8.5 by 11. And that will end up being the home for my longer journaling about Halloween. And then I'll end it with one additional picture on the back, which shows a bunch of the girls that were here sitting at the table eating a ton of candy, because that's what happens on Halloween. So a couple things I considered. I did consider adding some vellum on top of that pattern paper, and you can see me kind of going through there. I believe I end up with a white piece on top. It just pushed the design back a little bit, so it wasn't so much contrast right there. But what I did end up doing was using a oval with the word Halloween on it in 2018, and I've got this as a download for you on my blog, so you can click over there. It'll be the oval with the word Halloween, and then you can customize your own journaling and add whatever you want on top of there. But it's just a fun oval shape. Again, mixing it up a little bit, having something other than strips or a circle or even a square or rectangle, but just playing around a little bit with having a different shape. So I'm adhering that down onto the vellum, and then I'm adhering the vellum down onto the pattern paper, and that's going to become basically the third page, or the third enlargement there in this in my insert, or in this story of Halloween. Let's see, what else did I do here? So I added in a 3x4 picture there, and then I started writing in my journaling. This is for the love of costumes. That was one of the cards in the Stories by the Month kit. I ended up going over to my desk and looking back through some of my additional photos to be able to fill that in, and then printed out another picture that I added to the Halloween journal card. I just trimmed it down from the 3x4 size to be able to fit under the title there, and that is on the front of the 3x8 transparency with one of the quote cards underneath, and then the back side has the costume journaling, which, you know, talks about some of my favorite costumes from this year. As usual, I am adding Avery index tabs to the edges of my inserts. This is just one of those things that I started doing a while ago, and I can't stop. Just happens every time. It feels naked to me if it doesn't have an insert, or it doesn't have an index tab on the insert. I get those on Amazon, and those are linked for you below as well. And then going through and adding to the inside of the inserts. I did a combination, I think, on this one of stamping. I often also look at stickers, word phrase stickers, but this time I just used a rolling phrase stamp to be able to add a few things on there that can then be slid inside those pockets. So I have to tell you guys, I loved putting this one together. It was super fun. I loved having a longer story mixed in on the insides that highlighted something specific of a holiday. Again, these could easily be in a regular traditional album as well. If you didn't want to have them in Project Life, I think you can play around with either option. And let me know if you have any questions below. Thanks for joining me for a Project Life video. Please subscribe if you are interested in seeing more memory keeping, scrapbooking, and Project Life inspiration, and we'll keep telling stories together.